Hi folks, we're just bringing you today a look at a pair of Dutch Army boots by Meindl, the German company, and also I'm just going to talk about where I am today. It's an area associated with the Dutch Armed Forces, but I'm not in the Netherlands. So keep on watching after the boot review and we'll just talk a little bit about the history of this specific area. And the boots I'm going to look at, I think were made specifically for the Dutch Armed Forces by Meindl. They might be based on a civilian boot. They date back from 2014, as we'll see on the label. They're in black leather, but they also have a Gore-Tex lining. And they come with the Meindl MSF memory foam system, which means that your foot should shape inside the boot to a specific foot size. They have holes to release the heat and the vapour. I've only actually used these once so far, but they do seem to be quite comfortable. They have a sort of speed lace system with loops at the top of the lace, we'll see. I'm struggling a bit with the camera this day because I was trying to hold the boot and film with the other hand, so apologies for that. This is the lining, as we can see there, European 43, size 9, and made in 2014. And then we've got a view of the inside with the Gore-Tex. They have a Vibram outsole, which we'll see in a moment. These cost me £50 sterling. They did come with a bit of wear on the heel, but we'll see how they go. I'll try and cover my normal 500 plus. These were then superseded, I think, by the Hikes in black, and then in turn by the Hikes in brown, which I have reviewed on the channel. So that's the Meindl Dutch Army boots, all black in leather. They have like a rand on the front of the boot, but it doesn't go all the way around on this particular pair. But I think these were specifically made for the Dutch Armed Forces. Okay, so then the look of the inside. The tongue's quite padded, and they do have these holes in to, I think, let the moisture out, basically, let the heat out as you're walking. I think they'll be quite a comfortable boot with the midsole cushion and then the foam, the MFF system inside. Should make them quite a comfortable boot, I think. And Meindl are a great German brand anyway. Okay, so the area I am at the moment is Wrottesley Park in the West Midlands of England. It's near the city of Wolverhampton, and then during the Second World War it was home to the Royal Netherlands Motorised Infantry Brigade. You know, after the defeat in Holland by the Germans, a lot of Dutchmen left with their ships, and Dutchmen came to the UK as pilots. Then also they formed a brigade here and were based in this area. It's now a golf course in part. The hall I'm not able to go up to because it's private property. After they were named the Royal Netherlands Motorised Infantry Brigade, they later became known as the Prince Irene Brigade. I think she was a very young child at the time during the Second World War, but she's still alive today. So that's the road leading up to the hall, which is a private residence, and there's lots of signs saying keep out and no entry. So obviously I didn't go up there. There's a very small golf club, wooden golf club here. It's not a very big golf club by the looks of the total area, but this is where they were based. I think they started with something like 1,500 men, and they served in lots of campaigns. going back into Europe after D-Day, and then Operation Market Garden, which of course is well known to the Brits for Bridge Too Far, the battle at Arnhem, and the Dutch Free Forces were engaged in that battle. So that's the golf club, which is just a wooden structure. I think this is the original road up to the hall, and there's an original wall, and as it says private keep out, that means you. And those buildings were probably outbuildings like the coach houses or something of that nature. Some of the men who served here were given the freedom of the city of Wolverhampton back in 2006. So some of the veterans were given the freedom of the city of Wolverhampton. So, you know, quite a peaceful area to visit. Not a lot here apart from the golf course as such. And as I say, I couldn't go up to the main hall. So they were formed, I think, in 1941, and this is the main gate of the hall. And so a lot of Dutchmen would have marched out of here on their way back to liberate their home country, and marched into history, basically. And I wonder how many of them are still alive today. So that would have been the main gate of the hall. As you can see, there's a sign to the golf club now. It's a private road basically, but I just drove up there to do a bit of filming, and nobody seemed to stop me, so it didn't seem to be a problem. Alright folks, that's about it for today. So as usual, take care out there.